need a little bit more rest from the vacay. Hi. Good, how are you?
Great.
Is it warm enough in here for you guys to start? Okay, good. All right, we'll start in a few minutes, everyone. There's still a few more folks we're waiting on, and 3 whole minutes before noon. But while you're getting settled, we'll use all the props this afternoon. So take your time. We'll use 2 blocks, a blanket, especially if you know there's some tenderness of putting your knees down on the mat. And then the white baskets, there's a strap and therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll towards the middle and end of class. And I can also bring you things later on as we start to practice. I can already see where the disco ball might come into use for the holiday months. There's yoga and DJ. What do you think Death Cafe is? No? Maybe, right? What a way to celebrate. Yeah. Maybe on the Tuesday night class we'll use it. If I'm feeling adventure. DEATHCAFE with Chelsea Witchlich. I will Google that before I announce it. It's not until January, so we have a lot of time. Hello. So nice. So nice. I saw a friend yesterday and was like describing it to her. She was like, it feels like your body is here, but your spirit is not here yet. And I think that's definitely what's happening. But I think after yoga class, my feet will feel on the ground. Yeah. Hi, Lindsay. All right, y'all, we'll get started. As people trickle in, there's plenty of room for them, but it's really nice to be with you all. This is very loud. It's like you leave for 2 weeks, and disco is up, lights are all new, sound is louder than you ever thought it was before, so you'll have to bear with me for some technical details, or from technology details, but the yoga will still be good. It's just sometimes everything outside of it is out of my control. Hi, y'all. Good to see you. Whenever you're ready, take your time. I can also bring you props, but we'll use all of them. 2 blocks, a blanket, strap, and some therapy balls. It's nice to be with you all. I hope you were in good hands for the past couple of weeks with Kaushika, who is subbing. And if we have a few new faces to me, and my name is Anisha, very happy to be back. So many things to say. There's a billion announcements, but I wanted to share one that was coming up this weekend because I'm very biased about it, where I just came back from a 2-week trip to India to spend time with my family, and then this weekend, virtually, one of my teachers from India is Zooming in on Saturday and Sunday. So For those of you that have been coming to class, you know often I tell a lot of mythological stories and morals in classes. I don't have one for today, but we'll start again in December. But I learned a lot of these stories through oral traditions, through reading comics, through hearing about the stories through other people. And the teacher who's zooming in this weekend, her books are downstairs, but she is born and raised in India, and she has rewritten the ancient yogic texts, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Yoga Sutras, in the perspective of a child. And so she comes in for 2 hours virtually and talks about why should we care about them? You know, how are they relevant to us? And does it in a very beautiful and poetic way, because she's such a true storyteller. So if you have the chance, her workshop this weekend, it's called Luminous, is that true? Yes, Luminous Lessons from Ancient India. And you'll see all that on the website. So hopefully we'll see you on the internet there if you're free. Hi. And otherwise, I think that's it. How are you feeling? Any requests today? Any needs in your body? Any poses? Show upper back? Yeah. I also, you might know, I take charades as requests. So sometimes what'll happen is people in the back will point to things and I'll guess what body parts you're suggesting, but shoulders for sure. Hi, welcome. Everything else good? Just shoulders. Lower back. Same. Okay, great. Well, there's nothing like going away for a while and realizing how your body has not moved in a couple of weeks. So I'll be practicing with you from up here, but if at any point interrupt me, ask questions, and we'll see if we can work through it together. But if you hear me actively groaning and making sounds, it's not you, it's this, what's happening underneath the surface. But I'm really happy to be here with you all. When you're ready, take your time and let's begin in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You can definitely start lying down on the ground. You might start with your legs crossed underneath you. You might be seated on your knees. And if you are in a seat, you might notice what it feels like to sit up on any gentle propping, your blanket or your block, just so your hip bones fall naturally higher than your knees and your low back might really lift and lengthen, just to stack your seat in your own favor. And as you let your hands fall to anywhere they fall, into your lap or onto the tops of your thighs, let your eyes soften so you can listen for your own breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment in time to tune out that external stimuli and to draw your attention more inward to what's happening under the surface of your skin in the seat that you've taken and created for yourself. So as you take any gentle adjustments to your seat, to your clothes, to your hair that you need, can you continue to listen for your breath? Let your next inhale move from your nose, down into your belly, and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very top of your head, creating a little more space for more of your own breath. A few more rounds just on your own. As each breath moves in, down, and wide. And each exhale pours itself up and out in every direction. Let's begin our time and our practice together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So as you're ready, draw your hands to center anywhere that feels for you, maybe somewhere on your body or in front of your heart in a moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer that breath out. 2 more times, just the bottom of your breath. Pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. As you keep a thread of that connection inward, let your hands slowly release. Gently blink your eyes open. And we'll stay seated for just a moment longer to get into a few rounds of pranayama. So if your shins are crossed, you might switch which ankle is on top to mix it up. But as the weather starts to get colder outside, we invite this warming breath called Kapalabhati, or the skull shining breath. We'll do it seated twice and then pepper it in throughout our practice. So it'll look like this. In a moment, as you sit up nice and tall, you'll take a breath in and exhale through your nose completely. And then you'll inhale halfway, and keeping your lips closed, you'll focus on just the exhales. You'll continue this for 30 seconds at your pace, and then we take a breath and to settle it down for 3 rounds. So really follow your pace more than my voice. Give yourself a second to sit up nice and tall. Let your hands rest anywhere on your legs or on top of your thighs. And as you take a breath in through the nose, fill your belly and up into your chest. And keep the lips closed as you exhale through the nose, letting the top of your head grow taller. Now inhale to breathe in halfway, and following your pace, begin. Continue at this pace. You might go slower or faster, but follow the feeling of the belly pumping towards your spine to create heat and to generate warmth. We'll be here for 15 more seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath in through the nose, fill your belly and chest. With the lips closed, exhale through the nose and let the shoulders and the jaw soften. Take another full breath from belly to heart, let it expand you. And even open your mouth to let that breath out. And blink your eyes open once again. For 2 more rounds, the option to do the same seated, or to add a little movement in the upper body, you might reach your arms up overhead and bring one hand, right hand, to your right shoulder. Take a breath in to lift your chest. And as you exhale, you begin to twist. So follow your pace more than my voice. Either stay steady and still, or bring both hands to the shoulders. Take a big breath in to reach up. And as you exhale through the nose, begin. 30 seconds at your pace. At this rate, slower or faster. "15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everyone, as you inhale, reach your arms up, breathe into your belly and chest. Exhale to let the hands come down by your sides as you grow taller through the spine. Take one more on your own, from belly to heart, expand. And even open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Last round, and then we won't do this again until next Monday, so we'll see where it takes us. You're more than welcome, if you like the one with that again, or you might stay still for the last round. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Exhale through the nose to offer the breath out completely. Inhale in halfway, and last round, begin again. Kapalbhati, the skull shining breath. It generates heat from the inside. And the thought is that the heat rises to illuminate clarity behind the eyelids. So as you continue for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everyone take a full breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath out. And notice what it is that you feel. Now, as you blink your eyes open, I forgot to direct you to them. There's tissues up here or sleeves as needed because things might be churning. But come on forward to tabletop. Come on to all fours. Let's start to link breath and movement together. Have your blocks framing out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move around. And in today's table, do bring your hands as wide as your mat. Spread your fingers. With your knees under your hips, begin to curl your toes under. And now, following your pace more than my voice, start to round and arch your spine through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here together, just on your own. Noticing what it feels like to not just move your body in isolation, but how your breath and your body can really harmonize together. As you take these next few rounds, can you let each breath slowly dissolve the day and the afternoon that was? Allow for each breath to help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that returns makes a little more room for what has yet to come. Come back to center, find your neutral spine. And as you walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, let them stay as wide as your mat. Bring your knees behind your hips. And with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all of the breaths you'd like to find your way there. In this down dog, bring your feet a centimeter wider than they all are already. Give yourself the gift of a little more room. And now as you lift your heels, soften your knees, let the backs of your legs release, and stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Now keep your left knee bent as you pedal your right heel to the earth and notice what you feel in the back of your right leg. You might even push down and forward through your left hand to let the right heel settle. And as you switch sides, bend your right knee, stick your butt high, pedal your left heel to the earth. Press down and forward through your right hand, lift your hips high, a big breath in, and even open your mouth to let that breath out. Now lift both heels, soften your knees, take a peek forward, and 1 foot at a time begin to walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. The blocks are readily there. Your hands might come up onto blocks out in front of your feet so the floor meets you where you are. You might widen your feet or soften your knees so your low back can have a little extra room. But as you let your head get heavy and bow in towards yourself, take a full breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of your being. After a few breaths, climb your hands up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet be right underneath your hips, and on your inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky. As you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as your chest grows long. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Now you might have your knees lifted. You might tap your knees to the ground behind your hips. But as you press down through your palms, feel the shoulder blades broaden on your upper back, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A full breath in. And as you exhale, begin to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. The beauty of the breath is that it's there not just to heat us up, but it's there to cool and tether us and to almost act like a metronome to steady yourself to the earth. So as you take a breath, let it fill your belly and up into your heart. And let the exhale be as long as your breath in as you press through your palms to lift your hips to the sky. At the bottom of your breath, take your time, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands, into your standing forward fold. On an inhale, lengthen halfway, grow long through your spine. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Let your feet come 2 fists width apart, about hip distance. And as you point your toes straight ahead, begin to bend your knees, sit your butt back, and climb your palms up to your thighs for this round of chair. We'll add a round of that Kapalbhati, that breath of fire here. So shorter than before, take a breath in through the nose. Exhale all the way out through the nose. And now inhale halfway as you begin. 10, 9, 8, 7. Let your hips sit a little lower for 6. Press into your thighs to lift your chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay seated as you take a breath in. Stay seated as you exhale all the way out. And now on your inhale, come up to rise. Reach your arms forward and up. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, fold over yourself. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And let your hands come high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just another inch. And now as you keep your left hand steady, reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. Imagine like someone could tug your right fingertips 1 more inch while you resist with your right hip. Now a full breath in. And as you exhale, let's twist open to the right. Begin to turn your chest. Big circles 2 more times. Reach your right arm back and then forward as you inhale. Big exhale, make a big circle to revolve. 1 more time, take a breath in as you reach forward. And now the 3rd time, as you stay twisting to the right, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh high. Wrap your right hip back. And then can you lean back against yourself as you take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend 1 more inch into your right thigh. Now inhale to unwind, lower your right hand, step your left foot forward with all the hops you need to meet your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think chest long to the front of the room. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. For the second side, with your left foot forward, step your right foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And now with your hands high up onto your fingertips or blocks, keep your right hand down and reach your left arm straight ahead. How long can you get? Reach forward through the left fingertips. And notice if the left hip wants to come with. Wrap your left hip back. Now with your breath, more than my voice, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to twist open to the left. 2 more big circles with that left arm. Notice what the shoulder, the forearm, and the wrist feels like. And now when you find your 3rd breath, stay twisting to the left as you reach your left fingertips to the ceiling. Lift your right heel, knee, and thigh higher away from the earth. Wrap your left hip back, and then slide the shoulders and the ears back as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now inhale to unwind, lower your hands to the earth, and step it back to facing dog. Notice any difference that you might see from side to side. And with those hands as wide as your mat, wait for your inhale to come forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. On an inhale, rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Press your feet down as you lift your heart up. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. A full steady breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of you. From your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. This time, bend your right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left. Imagine like you could foot high five your friend over to the left-hand side. But if you feel like your right hand's getting lighter, push your right palm down and forward. Wrap your left hip back and let your left heel get heavier to the ground. Notice what you feel in there. Now inhale to square the hips back off. Look between your hands and step it through or around to catch your lunge. On an inhale, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. Walk your right foot as much as you need to the right so those feet are less on a balance beam. But as you bring your Right hand to your right hip. Grow 1 inch taller through the left fingertips, and slow and steady tip to the right over that right leg. You might keep your hand on your hip to anchor you. Your right hand might grab onto your left wrist. But as you go up and over to the right, remember that Kapalabhati breath. Think ribs back, slide the ears back to lift your chin, and maybe bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. On an inhale, come all the way up through center. Let your hands tap the floor and step it back to downward facing dog. A few more times together. Follow your breath more than my own voice. As you inhale, come forward to plank. Take your entire exhale to lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to come up for air, Cobra. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your left leg to the sky. Start to bend your left knee and open up through the left hip like you could foot high five your friend over to the right. Now my right shoulder always wants to dip. Can you push through your right palm to lift your right shoulder away from the ground? And as you wrap your right hip back, let your right heel, the one that's closer to the floor, get heavier to the ground. On your inhale, square the hips back off, look between your hands, and step your left foot through or around, or use your helping hand to catch your lunge. And on your inhale, take your time, come up to rise, lunge on that second side. As your left foot walks as much as you need over to the left, bring your left hand to your hip and grow 1 inch taller through the right fingertips. And slow and steady up and over to the left for a side bend. As you breathe here into the right side waist, you might keep your left hand. If you did so on the other side, it might grab your right wrist. But can you wrap your right hip forward, the left hip back, as you slide your ears back? A full breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now inhale to come all the way up through center. Let your hands tap the ground. Step it all the way back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. And on your exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, stretch your arms alongside of you and flip your palms down to face the floor. We'll rise up to locust in a moment, but before we do, let your chin or your forehead rest on the ground and feel your legs back in space. Without moving them, can you hug your inner thighs together as if your legs could become one pillar of energy? Now hug the shoulder blades together. As you breathe in, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off of the earth, and exhale to let your legs come up off of the ground as you take flight. As you lift, can the eyes and the jaw soften and really offer it to your breath? With each inhale, think inner thighs towards the midline and the inseams of your pants towards the ceiling. Now hug the shoulder blades together, lift your palms 1 more inch, a big breath in. And as you exhale, release. You might make a pillow with your hands. You might rest on one of your cheeks or on your forehead. Perhaps you wiggle your hips from side to side, but let that breath wash its way over you. Breathe into your belly and feel your low back broaden and widen. Breathe into your belly and then up into your chest, and let the whole back and sides of your being expand. Now, after a few breaths here on the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest, press up through to tabletop. You might sit back onto your heels, sip some water, take a breath or two. We'll spend a few moments on the knees. Are we overcooked? Okay. The problem that happens is when it goes from fall to cold is I put heat tech on and then I have no way of knowing what the temperature is. So I'm dripping, but if anyone's overly hot, there are fans and a disco ball that might provide some air. So if you'd like, let's take a few thigh stretches here on the ground. So find, if you'd like a blanket underneath your knees for some extra padding, please feel free to grab one. You might also have blocks underneath your hands as you make your way into tabletop. Come onto all fours. So either hands and knees on your mat or on blanket or blocks. Now from your table, start to step your left foot to the outside of your left hand to come into this lizard lunge variation. You can look down your body and see, is your right hip right above your knee like mine is? If it is, walk your knee back an inch or two so your thigh is more at a diagonal. And now one hand and one block at a time, start to walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Look back at your right foot and begin to bend your right knee and draw your right heel towards your butt. Keep your left hand high on the block. Your right hand might reach around for the foot. You might lasso a strap around your right foot or grab onto the leg of your pants. Stay right here with your breath, or with steadiness, you might walk your left hand back to the inside of your left foot. You might play with hands and climb your left palm up onto your left thigh. You might also wrap your left hand around to grab onto the right foot. But remember your breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think ribs back, shoulder blades together as you lift your gaze away from the earth. Now let your left hand tap the earth first, then let go of your right foot to tabletop onto your hands and your knees. I'm nodding, I'm shaking my head, being like, what are you? Who is even in here? They've never been moved before. So take a breath, and let's do the other side. So the higher my hands are up on blocks, the more access I have to grabbing onto the foot. But you might when you bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand, come into your lizard lunge. Walk your left knee back as much as you need so your thigh is more at a diagonal. And now this little trick, when you walk your hands over to the left, it just shortens the distance between your hand and your foot as you look back at your left heel. And now begin to bend your left knee. Keep your right hand steady and let your left hand reach around for the left foot or your strap or the leg of your pants. There's so much to do here. Breathe here the whole time. You might explore some different variations, bringing your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Or maybe the right palm to the thigh. Maybe your right hand reaches around to grab your left foot itself. But remember that breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Can you lift your heart, lift your gaze, and maybe that right thigh gets a drop heavier to the earth. Now let your right hand touch the floor first, then let go of your left foot. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths required to find your way there. From your down dog, let your feet come as wide as your mat. Tiny bend in your knees, and one hand at a time, begin to walk your palms back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back of your mat. Let your knees be soft, let your head be heavy. Your hands might tap the floor in front of you. You might catch opposite elbows. But as you bow in, take a full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out, letting your heart get heavier towards the earth. Now hands climb up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale brings you all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Okay, give yourself a moment. If you have your strap, you can find your strap. We'll do a few things in the shoulders before we add on. You can also do it without, but I'll talk you through it with the strap. You can take it out from its little jump rope rubber band. And as you find your way to the back of your mat, bring your feet hip-width distance apart. Now hold the strap in your right hand. Reach your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend your right elbow and give yourself a pat on the back. If you don't have the strap, your left hand will grab onto your right elbow. If you do have the strap, reach your left arm to the side, turn your left thumb to the floor, and as you bend your left elbow, grab the dangly edge of the strap behind you for this version of Gomukhasana. But think of these actions. So can you wrap your right arm towards your ear? Instead of letting it open to the side, wrap it towards the ear. Feel your left elbow slide more towards the middle of your spine. And now create some resistance, tiny bend in your knees. Try to tug your strap apart as you press your head back and slide the ribs back. You might stay exactly as you are, or we've done a side stretch already. You might slowly tip up and over to the left. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think ears back as you slide the ribs back. If you've tipped over to the left, big inhale to come up through center. Slowly unravel your arm as needed and take a breath. Let's do the other side. A strap in your left hand. Everyone, with or without the strap, reach your left arm up. Now bend your left elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. Your right hand might grab onto the elbow, or if the strap is there, bring your right arm to the side. Turn it to the earth, and let your right hand grab the dangly edge of the strap behind you. My knees always lock, so it's always a reminder, less for you, more for me, a tiny bend in your knees. Wrap your left elbow towards your left ear, and slide your right elbow more to the middle of your spine. As you tug your strap apart, gently press your head back and slide the ribs back and listen for your breath. If you stayed upright on side one, breathe right here. If you did the side bend, tip up and over to the right. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think head back as you slide your ribs back. And now inhale to come all the way back up through center. Unravel your arms, ditch your strap to the side. We'll use it a little later. Take a full breath in to reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Now one hand at a time, begin to walk your palms forward to meet back in downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. And a big full breath in to come up to high lunge. One more time, revisit it. As you lift your left heel, knee and thigh high, stretch up through the fingertips. Try to look away from the ground and bend 1 more inch into your front leg. Now hands come to your hips. Let's get springy. Tiny bend in your back knee and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head. And now cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit your butt all the way back into your standing figure 4. Your hands can go anywhere. Your hips in front of your chest. They might even come high up onto blocks to hold something steady. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the as you lift your chest and your gaze away from the floor. Now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Reach up, touch the sky. Head your left foot back to lunge. Let your head hit the ground and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels from side to side. Notice any difference that you might feel or see. And now for the second side, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or around and catch your lunge. Last round, ride the currents of your inhale to rise for high lunge. Let your back heel, knee and thigh lift. Wrap your right hip forward and full breath in. And a deeper breath out as you bend into your left thigh, grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. Now you might keep your hands, bring them to your hips, but tiny bend in your back knee and take all the hops you need to scoop your right thigh to your chest. Stand through your left foot, grow tall through the top of your head, and as you cross your right ankle over, sit your butt way back into your standing figure 4. As your hands go steady you on the floor or on blocks or up overhead, do the best you can to flex your right foot to steady your right knee and ankle. And now a deep breath in and down. Stay for your exhale as you lift your heart and your gaze away from the earth. On an inhale, come up to rise. Draw your right knee to your chest. Reach your arms up. A big breath in. As you exhale, thread it all the way back to lunge. Let your hands tap the ground and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal those heels and notice a difference from one side to the other. And now from your down dog, lower your knees to the floor. Does everyone have therapy balls? We just need one. So if you have one or an extra, maybe your friend next to you has an extra one that they can give you from their tote, or there's some up here too in the white baskets. But I want to spend a few moments rolling out the thighs. So you can take the therapy balls out of their tote. Just find one. The second one's either for a friend or backup. And come all the way down onto your belly, just like we did in locust. Now this time, once you're on your belly, you'll take that one therapy ball and bring it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh. Again, there's no incorrect place for the therapy balls to go, just somewhere you can breathe in. And once you find it to the base of your thigh, make a pillow with your hands, rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Stretch both legs long back behind you. And now on your own, begin to bend and straighten your right knee. Notice what it feels like when the knee is bent versus straight. The next time you bend your right knee, let it stay bent. And now move your right knee to the right and foot to the left so the therapy ball comes to the inner thigh. And then draw the knee through center and knee slightly to the left and foot slightly to the right so you come to the outer thigh. And just on your own, continue for a few more rounds, noticing what the therapy ball does at the base of your right thigh. Can you unlock your fingers, soften your jaw? Breath become longer and slower. Breathe from your belly up into your chest. Open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Breaths at the base of your right thigh. Knee back through center. And let's find one more place. You can use your hand and pull the therapy ball up a little higher so you're more in the middle of your thigh itself. Stack the other palm or the other cheek. And as both legs behind you, on your own, begin to bend and straighten right knee. No one else? I can turn the music up to unknown sounds, but let the knee go from just as it did. For some of us, this feels very doable and tolerable. For others, it's a different. Regardless, can you feel the consistency of your breath? In through the nose or mouth. And now after a few breaths in the middle of your right thigh, we'll revisit time with the therapy balls a little later. You can use your hand and pop the therapy ball out. The second side, stretch your legs behind you. Rest on your palm or on your cheek. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice what a difference feels like from side to side. Sometimes it's a very small and subtle shift. Other times it feels completely different. But it's a moment to notice and acknowledge the shifts that occur where attention is given. So can you take a deeper breath in? And even open your mouth to let that breath out. Now let's try the same thing on the other side. So find your therapy ball. Start at the very bottom of your left thigh or the other leg, right above the knee. Get as comfortable as you can in the upper body. So a pillow, a cheek, and then no surprises. This time again, you bend and straighten. And after a few times with the knee bent, you can move your knee to the left and to the right. Oh my God. Ow. I know, I was crumpled in a little ball, but still, this is so humbling. Okay, after a few moments, it's very self-guided, so at your pace, bring the therapy ball a little higher, rest on your other palm or on the other side of your cheek. And continue on your own. Full, steady breaths in, and long, clear exhales out. After a few breaths at the bottom and the middle of your thigh, draw your left knee back through center Pop the therapy ball out, set it to the side. Bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up. This is the hardest part of class, is coming up off the floor after this. So hardest work is done. Press up through to tabletop and come into child's pose. You can bring your feet towards each other, knees wider than your belly. As you stretch your hips back towards your heels, your head might get heavy to a block or to the ground or to your stacked palms. But a full breath in through the nose and a steadier breath out through your nose or mouth. After a few breaths here, come all the way up to rise to a seat. So, method behind the soft madness. We're revisiting that version of the low lunge with the thigh stretch, but I wanted to roll out the thighs just to see if any difference could be created. So let me show you the second version that we'll try out, and you get the option of which direction you'd like to move towards. So for this one, you will have a strap as needed, and while I'm showing you, you can set it up. You'll make your strap into a big loop. Big, medium, little loop, jump rope, hula hoop size. And now, once that's being set up, it's very similar to what we did before, but playing with a little more balance. So I'll talk you through this in a second. You'll bring one foot to the outside of your hand. You'll start to walk your hands over. And now the option, if you see what I'm doing next and you're like, Anisha, I really don't want to do that. I have zero interest. We've been here before, where your hand catches the foot and you revisit Anjaneyasana, low lunge with the thigh stretch itself. If you have the strap and you want to play with some balance, you might use your strap to loop around the foot. And now here, you want to have enough slack on the strap that you might start to walk your hands to the inside of the foot, bend this elbow, and turn the elbow to the ceiling, like you're patting yourself on the back, like we did in that Gomukhasana a while ago. And then maybe your hand climbs up onto the block, maybe it climbs up onto your thigh, maybe it reaches back for the foot. And now because this is a huge back bend, some of us, the belly and ribs want to move forward. I want you to think of that Kapalbhati breath, that breath of fire, sliding the ribs back and breathing here into the back of your body. And then maybe your hands walk down the strap as you bend into that front leg. To come out, you got to go slow, otherwise it's a little slingshot. One hand comes down first, then you can let that one go and come back to tabletop. Yeah? Everyone have a direction that they want to move towards with or without the strap? Okay, if there's any questions, let me know. We'll see how it goes. Come into your tabletop, please. Have your blocks underneath your hands. It'll help steady the ground to start, or your hands can be on the ground. And have your strap over to the left side of your mat. Now step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into this lizard lunge with your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Walk your left knee back. Good. As you walk your left knee back, one block or one hand at a time, start to walk your hands to the top left corner of your mat. Now look back at your left foot, bend your left knee, and as you find your strap, loop your strap around your left foot itself. As your left hand holds the strap, stay here, look forward, and now slowly begin to walk your right hand to the inside of your right foot. You might bend your left elbow to the left, turn your left elbow to the ceiling like you're giving yourself a pat on the back, and perhaps your right hand stays steady the whole time, breathing. You might climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. Your right hand might reach back for the strap as you slide the ribs back and the ears back. The ears back as you slide the ribs back. And maybe your hand walks 1 centimeter down the strap as you lift your heart and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Breath full, steady, and unwavering. And now let your right hand touch the block first. Then you can let go of your left foot. Let something touch the ground first, and then come back onto your hands and your knees. Questions, thoughts, concerns? I knew I wasn't going to say any mythology, but in English, that pose is called low lunge with a thigh stretch. In Sanskrit, it's called Anjaneyasana, or the pose of Hanuman, the god with the face of a monkey, leaping from one, that's his prep pose, to leap from one universe to the other. So like, yeah, thigh stretch, but also so much more. Yeah? Thoughts? Other side? The loop is so good. Because in a world that I don't understand, both hands hold that foot. Does that make sense? So like, strap who? It's like both hands are holding the foot, and that's never going to be an option for me in this lifetime or the next 6 lifetimes that I come back. Magic, tricks, modern day magic. Let's do the other side. So come into your tabletop, please. I'll talk you through this. Have your strap to the right. And now step your left foot to the outside of your left hand for that low lizard lunge. Walk your right knee back as much as you need. And now one hand at a time, start to walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Look back at your right heel, say hello to it, and then draw your right heel, bend your knee, and bring your right heel to your butt. Use your strap to loop it around that right foot, and with your left hand on your forward, and slowly, there's no rush, start to walk your left hand to the inside of your left foot. You might climb your left palm up to your left thigh. Your left hand might reach back for the right strap, but as you lift your heart, ribs back. Slide the ears back. And as the ears go back, slide the ribs back. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh as you grow taller through your heart, leaping, prepping to leap from one universe to the other. And now let your left look down, let your left hand touch first, then let the right foot flop as needed. Clear the strap, come back to tabletop, and we'll meet in one last downward facing dog of class. One more to counterpose what we've just done. So in this down dog, just like you did in the first one, bring your feet an inch wider than they are already. Lift your heels and soften your knees. Let your hamstrings and the backs of your legs release. Stick your butt up and back to the wall behind you, a full breath in. And as you exhale, maybe you straighten your legs by pressing the thighs back and letting your heels get heavier to the earth. On your next breath, last time, inhale to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink your breath in for 1 more cobra, shoulder blades hug on the upper back, and exhale to take it back to downward facing dog. Take a full cycle of breath in your down dog, and on your exhale, gently lower your knees down onto the earth. In a moment, you'll come to lie on your back with your head to the front of the room, your feet to the back. But do have both of your therapy balls close by and have one of your blocks close by too. If anyone needed a bonus therapy ball, I can bring some over to you. And come to lie on your back with your block and therapy balls just within a grabbable distance. Let me know if anyone come in. Oh, thanks. Anyone else need some? Once you're on your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the ground. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees into one another. Let the weight of your legs just support and rest against the other. Your hands can come onto your belly or onto your chest as you take a big full breath into your hands. And even open your mouth to let that breath out. Take another long breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now with your feet as wide as your mat, just watch for any props or neighbors around you. Feet wide, knees wide. Drop both of your knees over to the right like windshield wipers on a car. Wait for your inhale more than my voice. On your inhale, let the knees come back through center. And big exhale through your nose or mouth to let the knees drop to the left. Do that one more time on your own, letting the belly be full and soft. Letting the hips soften down to the earth. Now the next time your knees evenly come up through center, give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean softly from side to side. Or you might come into your variation of happy baby as you widen your thighs and knees. Your hands might catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But can you let the back of your head soften, your tail soften as you take a full breath in and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth? Now release the hold of your legs down to the earth. Some options for this afternoon. I'll talk you through a little therapy ball work in the upper back, but if you prefer to set up early for rest, we'll meet you there right around the corner. You can set up for your version of Shavasana. But for those interested in the upper back therapy balls, you can keep them in their tote or take them out. It's up to you. But as you hold them in your hands, lift your head and shoulders up off of the floor and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades. So think onto either side of your spine, framing out the spine in between the shoulder blades in the muscle and the flesh of your trapezius. You okay there? You want me to rotate or are you good? Up. There you go. And now some options. Once you bring your head down onto the floor, if you'd like to alleviate any pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. So you might find more space to find the fullness of your breath. But as your hands fall on you or alongside of you, take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath out as you soften into the earth. Just like we did in the thighs, we'll find two more places here in the upper back. So with your knees bent, feet on the floor, press through your feet and roll your body towards your head, just a few inches, so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of the shoulder blades. Bring your block with you if it's there as you take a long breath in and a deeper breath out. There's an entire world to be explored in stillness. Your hands can stay exactly where they are. Or you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And just being mindful of any neighbors or props. With the fingers soft, you might keep your left arm reaching to the sky as your right arm reaches overhead towards the front of the room. And then begin to slowly switch. Reach the right arm back up and the left arm overhead. See if you can move 2% slower than you are already. Offering to your breath itself, in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now, if your arms are lifted, slowly lower them down by your sides. And for one more place, with your knees bent, feet on the ground, push through your legs and roll your body another few inches north until the therapy balls come to the bottom of the shoulder blades, so slightly lower than where they've been before. With your head on the ground or on a block, take a full breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Perhaps your arms stay heavy, or you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Let your fingers and your palms soften. You might lean gently from one side to the other. If you're giving yourself a hug, begin to switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now begin to unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey a few ways, you might come the same way you came in. As you scoot your hips towards your heels, you'll feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side and push them out of the way as you come back to lay on the earth. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit for the remainder of rest. For sometimes if they stay for Shavasana, They create more tension than softening. And now the next place to meet is in your pose of rest. So give yourself a few moments to add any layers or props. You might lay down on your back or curled over on your side. Or perhaps you lay on your belly. Maybe you let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. But I'll talk you through, just like we started, a few rounds of pranayama to prepare the body for rest. I really invite you to follow your pace more than the sound of my voice. But for this interrupted or suspended breath, begin by taking a breath in through your nose to fill your belly and up into your chest. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. Picture your next inhale in 3 separate parts. First inhale, breathe just into your belly, retain. Breathe into your lungs, hold. Breathe into the chest, pause at the top. And exhale through your nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. Just 2 more times at your pace. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill your heart, pause at the top. And exhale through the nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. Last round. Inhale, the belly fills as you retain. Fill your lungs and the sides of your waist. Hold. Fill the back and front of your chest. Pause. And exhale through your nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. Now, without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, your chest, your throat, up into the crown of your head. And then as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, let your entire being get heavier into the earth. And for these next few moments, let each round of your breath, let your physical body get heavier into the ground. And the heavier you continue to become, the more spacious and the more expansive you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in and down, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head slowly from one side to the other. Or just watching for any neighbors or props. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet on the ground as you reach one or both of your arms overhead to roll over to any side of your choice. With the least amount of effort required, press into the ground and come up to rise to a tall seat just as we started. With your eyes softly open or closed, we'll finish the same way we began with one more of those breaths. You can bring your hands to center where that feels for you as you take a deep breath in to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing not just to yourself, but to one another who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Good to see you. Drink water. Take good care of yourselves and each other. 'Tis the season of gentle coughs and things, so if there are any mats or props you use from the studio that you want to give a little swipe with, they always get swiped in general, but just general precaution. And then announcements. Rupa's here this weekend. Thanksgiving, I don't know what's happening. Sometimes there's one class on Thursday, sometimes there's no class. My announcement is check the internet. I'll be here next Monday. And then there's a holiday market that's being hosted on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So they kind of transform this place into local artists and thrift. And I think it's Monique is organizing it, who has Let Me Know Club, which is very, very, very sweet. If you're on Instagram, they do little pop-ups and meetups for different events and activities. So that's happening on the 29th. So much. I could read this forever. There's so many things, but if you have time outside of public classes, come check some stuff out. Anyone else have announcements, things in your worlds that are going on? I'm slowly making quiet eye contact with Molly, who owns Molly's Books and Records. Fun. On the 25th? Mine too. Mine also. Twins. Yeah. Oh. I always find kinship with the November Sagittarians. I'm like, where are you? What are we doing here? 25th. Is yours the 22nd?
Today, actually.
Oh, happy birthday. Thank you. But Ajay, all the good Scorpio energies. Happy birthday.